So much. And for more on today's arraignment, we're turning to our Ethan Kibbe, who is joined by local political expert Dr. Joe Morris of Mercyhurst University. Good evening, gentlemen.
Eva, good evening. Doctor, let's start here. Your initial thoughts on what we saw today, former President Trump arraigned 34 felony counts.
Yeah, certainly a historic day. I think we saw today the initial effort of the district attorney to lay out an explanation for why these charges and why now. And I personally am not too sure that he did a very good job of doing that. There's lots of ways these indictments can occur, lots of ways the case can be made when a defendant is arraigned, and often it comes along with a much deeper, more explanatory narrative. Today, all we saw were just essentially the specific counts that he was accused of violating. And that, I think, leaves a lot of people wondering how exactly they're going to go about this prosecution.
At the moment, we've got kind of a jumble of assorted puzzle pieces, and that's about it. So what is next toward getting us a broader picture of how this plays out?
Well, next we're going to prepare a defense and eventually go to trial. But what happens between now and that trial, I think, is incredibly important for the nation. The district attorney, after this morning's proceedings, or this afternoon's proceedings, held a press conference, which he tried to explain to not only New Yorkers, but the American people, that what's going on in this courtroom is vital for American democracy, because this was an effort to defraud American voters in the 2016 election. And I think we're going to see a battle over the next several weeks, maybe months, trying to persuade Americans to buy that story. And of course, Donald Trump's team is going to have their own story. And which of those prevails, I think, is going to mean a lot for the future of democracy.
Doctor, 15 seconds. What does this mean politically for President Trump and the nation?
Well, I think in the short term, this may help Donald Trump. We're certainly seeing some support for him harden. But in the long term, I'm not sure this helps, because not all voters are that vote in the general election are the same ones that vote in the primary elections. You have to compete for that middle, and the middle is very concerned about what they're seeing.
So much more to discuss with Dr. Joe Morris of Mercyhurst University. Coming up on Erie News Now at 5:30, we'll welcome in another political analyst alongside Dr. Morris and talk about this more in depth. For now, though, Ethan Kibbe.